December. Ooh, you on the naughty or nice list? I'm sure you're all on the nice list. What have we got? Peace of mind. This is top of my list these days. Absolutely got to have peace of mind. And so it could be no, not yet. It might be yes. It could be anything but peace of mind. And particularly as it gathers momentum and life is gathering momentum in so many areas. Please put that at the top of your list. I think I've got about three all as number one, health being one of them too. And of course, this is vacation, and I'm sure there's a lot of you that are thinking about either family get-togethers or getting away from family, getting, just depending which way that falls for you. And some people are just glad to be at home, not hi Jen, not going to work, not hearing that alarm going off, but just taking things a little bit easier. And everyone's got their things to bear. So um, this is the countdown towards the Christmas break for lots of people. And of course, I'd like us to think about the people that don't get the Christmas break. I remember Amy being the junior nurse and having to work through Christmas. And so in the nursing, a lot of the professions, firefighters, paramedics, they may very well be away from their families. So we need to really, and of course, we've got staff that are serving us in the shops. And please be patient with them too. They're humans and they've got family. And of course, when the January sales come, it must be like they need to know Taekwondo or something to keep the hordes away. So here it's asking you to visualize the best outcome that you can for yourself. And I do this daily. I check in. What am I about to do today that's going to contribute to that visualization that I've got in my mind's eye? That I am the life I want to create, so I don't have to go away on holiday from. That's where I'm up to right now. So I've done a few things today towards that. I feel very proud of myself. And this one here, laughter. And of course, I'm sure most of you get that I love my laughter. And I was talking to somebody today and she was very down. Her mum's having chemo, and I was saying laughter is sometimes the medicine that is really going to make the difference, releasing those endorphins. And so I had a lovely time telling her jokes this morning, and in the end I said, "Look, you're at work. I'm going to wonder what you're laughing at, so we better finish." So please get right into the laughter. See, hi, Donna, see the funny things in life, the little things that go wrong, and you go, "Oh, look at that." That sort of gone wrong. I rinsed my dishes this morning. The kitchen was a bit of a mess. I thought, that's it. Very proud, rinsed them off, put them in, put the whole thing, cleaned out the filter. Nothing, dead as a dodo. So now I need a new dishwasher. So there you go. I was really glad I rinsed them because they were easy to drag them all back out again. So this one here is kick up your heels. And I think that's definitely something that we need to be doing on a regular basis and enjoying life as much as we can. All right, girls, you two are the first ones here. So I've got this different pack that I want to have a little play with tonight. So I'm going to experiment with that with you. I did get a brand new pack on the weekend and I just studied it and I don't want to use it probably ever. We found it way too heavy for where I am in life. Okay, so this one here is Jen, and this one here is asking you to rise above whatever's happening for you at the moment. And by rising above, it might not be a drama, but I sometimes mention about like mentally getting up in the helicopter and seeing the big picture. Well, this is a little bit like this. This is saying, by rising above, letting the situation go for a moment and then floating high and maybe looking at some of the outcomes, other outcomes that maybe you haven't thought of, you'll get some clarity, some freedom, and eventually a solution. So, because I don't really like that saying, Will it matter in 5 years? We'll blow 5 years. If it matters now, it matters now. You are who you are right now with whatever wisdom and information you've got. And so if it matters to you, please honor that. I think it's a bit of a silly saying, really, in 5 years' time, because you'll be a different person in 5 years. You will have got over it, or you will have processed it, or you'll put it in a place where it doesn't matter. But right now, if it matters, honor your feeling. You're allowed to have those feelings, and then rise above that and have a little look. And I've done that over the last few weeks, and yeah, definitely been a lot happier. Hi, Janet. Lovely to see you. So we're just doing these new cards. So I'm going to pick a card for Donna, and then Janet, I'll pick a card for you. So let me see what I've got here. A hidden gift. Okay, so this is about something ending, and there might be sadness around that. Sometimes there is, sometimes a friendship is dribbling out, or maybe it's had a sudden end. You could even be moving, or a job coming to an end. It's normally to do with endings that have a tinge of sadness. But it is also a new beginning. And of course, we're all going to go into a new year in a few weeks' time. And I love the new year because it sort of tends to give me that little bit of energy to go, I'll do it a bit differently this year. And I try really hard. So this is about endings and beginnings. Donna, so Janet. Hi, Joe. Lovely to see you. I've been admiring your beautiful work on Facebook, honey. Okay, Janet, let's see. Oh, okay, one's sticking out here. What's this one? This one here is eternal love. Very nice. And of course it's got the waves of infinity here. And looks a bit like an egg yolk. It's the sun, but to me, this is something that is spreading out from you, and it's happiness, harmony, and fulfillment. And I feel as though for you, Janet, something's been going on for you. It hasn't been like this. But what I feel is it's coming full circle. Maybe there was happiness and there was joy, and then there was like this change and upset and adjustment, and oh, it feels like it was a bit gritty and messy. But I feel like you're coming back with more clarity. Well, I didn't really want that anyway, but I didn't feel as though I could finish it then. But I feel maybe it's finished on its own, and this seems to have a bit more freedom about it. So, girls, if you relate to any of this, just put relate in the comments, and that would be great. So, Joe, let's see what you get out of this. Whoa, out of this new pack. Woohoo. Okay, there we go. And this is purification. This is maybe either being looking at water, being in water, having a swim, maybe. But it's about emotional cleansing. And of course, this is the time as we get to enforce gatherings sometimes with family, and we're on tender hooks. Is this one going to say something? Is that one going to slam the door? Like, what's going to happen here? So often Christmas and the pressure that it brings can actually be a bit of a gift, because instead of saying, oh, here we go again, I ask people to become like a reporter. And when a reporter goes to an event, they're not emotionally attached. They're just watching. They're watching people's behavior, watching what they said. They're watching the reactions. And so I feel that this is asking all of us, and you, Joe, as well, this emotional cleansing. Okay. So Janet, yeah, all right, you've been feeling that it's been a bit off track lately. Well, I do feel that this one for you, Janet, is telling you it's coming full circle, but it's better. So rather than a circle, it's actually a spiral. So you may visit something again, but you'll have a bit more knowledge towards whatever that is. So I hope that sort of makes sense, girls. Okay. So I'm just going to do another couple of cards from that pack, because I just wanted to do something different tonight and cleanse myself from the pack. Each card I read, it was so somber and dark. I thought, far out, if I use these, with someone, we both be running out the door. Okay, so this one here is about reconnecting to nature. And I try to be in nature every day. I look outside onto beautiful greenery, and there's a walk down the back, and Bella and I go for a walk normally early in the morning. And the bird song and the crunch of the leaves and the twigs, and it's just beautiful. And this is not only with nature, but to get to your true nature. What is it? Because often we put off, Joe can relate, thanks, Joe. So often we put off that little bit that we want to do. So I have my paints out more often now. And I'm certainly not fantastic, but I try to paint a little something every day. And I often copy things, but it's just that, that flow. It's quite like a meditation. I also do my morning pages, do a little bit of writing, meditations and prayers. All this is only like 5 minutes, 3 minutes. And I go outside and I stand in the sun, let the sun go on my face first thing in the morning and have my cup up. So I feel as though this one is about us making sure that we take care of ourselves. And if you can do that in mini bites, then you don't feel, oh, I'm being selfish, I'm taking 3 hours for myself. But if you take 2 or 3 minutes here and there, even 5 minutes, I can remember before I had children, somebody'd say, oh, just go and sit out on the step and have a cup of tea. And I think, oh, what flipping good is that? And then when you have kids, you think, oh, get anything to sit outside for 5 minutes and have a cup of tea and to reset yourself. So it's amazing the way your values and your perceptions change. So let's dig into this beautiful bag here. And we'll get the next lot of cards out and we'll just see what's happening here. So we're going to look at the rune cards. I made these cards so that I didn't have to fiddle with the stones, so I thought I'd just see what's happening with the cards. And I've got one here that wants to pop out. And this is saying, don't forget to protect yourself. There are some people, they can't help it. They might be rude, they might be a bit blunt, whatever. And if you've had a bad day, you don't always want to smile and just sort of say to yourself, oh, that's the way they are. You just want to run the other way. So this one here is saying it's okay, to hide in behind the supermarket shelves. Maybe it's okay when you park up and you see that they're going to go in the same time as you is to come back later. I've done all these sorts of things because sometimes your energy, you've only got enough for yourself and a little bit for your family. And mostly we give a lot to our family, a little bit to ourselves. So we don't always want to be in the middle of challenges. So do what you need to do to keep an eye on your energy. And this one here is, hi Denise, how are you doing? You're in Queensland. Ah, well done. Lovely. Enjoy, darling. So this one here is about clarity and going through challenges. And it's also about thinking about it inside of yourself. That was a challenge. What did it mean to me? Because what it means to me might be very different what it means to you and vice versa. And how does that help me grow? And always think about when you're with people, do you feel good and you've grown when you've been with them, or do you feel depleted? So they're the ones that you sort of stay away from. So Denise, I was using a new pack tonight, and the girls have had a card, so I'll do one for you. Let's see what Denise gets. Maybe it's, what have we got here? Ooh, the Temptress, Denise. Okay. Right. So this one here is about someone that you might have to, it's not exactly positive, sorry about that. I mean, we might give you, it can be a bit of a broken promise, but I feel that this person isn't doing it deliberately. Maybe somebody's promised you something, and I know this sounds terrible, but maybe they got a better offer for them. It's not that they don't like you, but they're really tempted by this other offer. So it's not something you would do. Probably most of us would not drop a friend for something that they, but maybe they're a bit young, or they're not quite, they haven't quite figured out the value of the friendship here. So I don't feel as though it's nasty, but I think you need to look out for it. So sorry about that. Let me see if I can get you a slightly better card, because I feel like the girl's got a better card. And what's this one here? Okay, so this one is about, this is the amethyst card, and this one is about transformation, getting certainty about something that maybe you've been wondering about. And with that certainty is going to come confidence. So that's a really great card. And just maybe if this person does let you down, maybe that's something that you need to see so that you can actually let them go or put them further out of the circle. So I bought something many, many years ago. It was actually part of a course, and the lady had these circles, and there was you in the center, then there was your family, then there was your good friends, and then gradually, and it said, as people perhaps do things that are not right, and you don't maybe want to get rid of them, but maybe they go out of the friends and they go further away from your circle. And I really like that. Um, Putting people where they need to be within your energy field, so that you're not running after them, or you're explaining yourself, or they're interfering in your plans. So it doesn't mean that you have to drop them, but maybe you have to place them in a spot that is more conducive for your happiness. Okay, so now we're going to go on to the other cards and just see what's going there, and then we're going to go on with the tea leaves. So let's see what these have got to say, if anything. If nothing falls out, we'll move on to, whoa, okay, we'll move on to a different page. Okay, so this is some sort of an agreement, a handshake, a deal. So somebody saying, yes, I agree to that. Yes, why don't we do that? We'll do it together. So this one here is that handshake of agreement, something maybe that's been negotiated, and you finally said, okay, I like that. Let's do that. So don't forget, you can always negotiate things. I think a lot of people think it's either this or it's that. Maybe you can take a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and you come up with a third option. A lot of people don't think to do that. They think it's black or white, but maybe you can make, oh, I don't want to say 50 Shades of Grey. That's sort of got a bad rap right now. But anyway, let's see what this other card is that's coming out. Okay, so this one here is a green light. This is traffic lights, and it's saying we need to go forward. Have a look at the decisions. Don't forget, there's really no bad decisions. At the time, you're making the very best with who you are, with what you've got. And if it doesn't go right, all that means is it's an unexpected outcome. It didn't match what you were aiming for. So it's not necessarily bad, and you mightn't like it, it might be uncomfortable, you wish you hadn't done it. But whatever the wisdom is in that, that's the bit that no one can take away from you. That's the bit. And that's happened to me in the last few years. There's been some decisions like, oh, all right, I'm going to do, oh boy, it's not been good, I can tell you. But the gold that I've got from these situations that have happened, and I got quite complacent a few weeks ago. I thought, oh, this feels, and then bang, something happened. I thought, there it is. So often the universe will give you a nudge if you get complacent. So I think I've been nudged, pushed, shoved. So I'm not complacent right now. Okay, so let me just see what this one is. What have we got here? All right, this is to do with contracts. So somebody might be looking at some sort of contract. It could be buying, selling. It could be work. It could be, and it might even relate the whole three, some sort of negotiation, and then this contract, or let's do this. and have a little think of whether going forward, maybe you need a contract too. Sometimes the handshake is good, but even the best of us, a circumstance can come up and we go, oh, I'm not doing that now. And you go, wow, like I just put $10,000 into that. Oh, sorry. So if it involves money or your time, effort, resources, please think about a contract because it's come up and it's not for no reason. All right, we're going to go on to the tea leaves. So let's see what we've got here. The trusty cup. Give that a little swirl. Let's see what's going on. Ooh, okay. Right. Let's see what we've got here. Okay. So the first thing is I feel I've got the number 7 here, and I've got the, the Sands of Time. What's the thing called? You have to help me out, girls. Like the egg timer thing. It's got a name. Anyway, there's one of those in there. I don't know whether you might be able to see it. Whoops. Right, see on the computer. Tissue. Let me just get that out of the way. I do not want to blow up in front of you. That's it. Oh, right. Okay. So what we've got here is in the next 7 days, there's this, it's all in the timing. So if someone is, there might be a bargain holiday. We've got this Black Friday thing. I mean, it doesn't seem to matter what day it is. Everybody's selling stuff. So there's something in the timing here, and it's within the next 7 days. So if you are thinking doing, definitely do, your due diligence, look at, get the best advice. But it looks as though time could be running out for something that either you want to do or have or be. So next 7 days, very important for all of us. The hourglass. Thank you, Jen. You get a gold star for that one. There's also a crown in here. So there's something to do, I believe, with royalty that could be happening around Christmas. There's also 2 love hearts here, and there's a 5. I'm wondering whether this is an engagement. And to me, that would be 5 weeks. So it could be a friendship ring. It's a pretty ring, or it could be an engagement. So someone may be getting that. As I move around, there's like a new moon here, and whenever the new moon is, there's some sort of gift here. Yeah, thank you, Joe. Our hourglass. There's some sort of gift that's coming, and it's not small. It's a decent sized gift, and it seems to be happening around the new moon. I haven't got the chart in front of me, so if anybody knows when the next new moon is, look out for a gift. I'm also looking at the reproductive system here. So somebody here, maybe there's a little bit of uncomfortableness going in there. I don't think there's anything wrong, but it may be you need to do pelvic floor exercises. Maybe there's something that you need to help yourself with that. Maybe you're sitting down too much and you just need to, get up and walk around. But it just seems to be in that area. That is lots and lots of little tea leaves here. And it looks like there's, as you might expect over Christmas, there's people popping in, or you're popping in. There's short trips, there's long trips. There seems to be singing here, so maybe there's karaoke. Maybe it's when you get your family together, everybody sings Christmas carols. But this is looking really quite jolly, and I think the main thing is Janet's sitting too much. I know, honey, it's like I'm addicted to, research, and I can sit 8 hours straight. So I have my alarm go off every hour, and I got a small block, and I just walk around the block just to make myself move. And of course, the older we get, it has all those repercussions because we have pumps in the bottom of the feet that actually take the blood from our feet back up to the heart and all the way around. And if we don't do that, literally we don't get enough blood through the body, and that gives us dry skin, aging, all the wonderful things that we don't want. So set your alarm, honey, and start, doing something every hour, moving, or put your favorite song on and jig around to it. So I'm moving along here, and I feel as though there's quite a big spiritual event happening. Um, this looks like it's March, and I feel it's very strong. I feel as though there's two things here. One looks a little bit like a very looks like a king and queen here, and this is round about March. And I feel as though that is, a royal event perhaps. But I also see, when I look at it slightly differently, there seems to be a coming together of spiritual groups. And whether this is religious groups or whether it's spiritual groups, but I feel that the world at the moment needs to get on a level playing field, no matter what religion it is. We need to look after the women, the children, the men, the different genders. We need to start looking after each other. Like these opinions about what's right and what's wrong, for heaven's sake. If they've got blood running through their veins and they're decent people, that's what we need to be looking after. We need to be respecting, and they have to respect us too. But I just feel that, respect needs to be brought back, not harshly, not, oh, the devil will get you, none of that. Just looking out for each other, but everybody else being respectful too. I mean, something that sort of annoys me about a soapbox moment is, somebody's waiting to come out of traffic, and they've got no chance. And the next minute you say, yeah, sure. And they just drive out, don't say thank you. I know it's small, but to me, it's a sign of respect. It's thanks. And it just flows because the people behind are watching. Maybe the guy in front is watching in the mirror. So if you don't thank people, no matter what you're doing, if you're served something, if somebody picks something up for you or somebody opens a door, it isn't just you not being thankful, it's everybody else watching, and if we can be all very thankful, it raises the whole thing for everybody. People smile. I love the stories. There was one not long ago when an elderly lady got a flat tire and she's waiting for the NRMA. And this young P plater came up. I think it was in Port Macquarie. Actually, I think it was a gentleman. And this kid changed it. And he just wanted to put it on Facebook, to say whoever brought that young man up, they brought him up beautifully because he wouldn't take anything, and off he drove. And the NRMA came anyway, but the job was done. And we've got some gorgeous young people. We can't paint a brush over everybody. So in here, there's lots of little gatherings, there's chatting, people having a good time. And March, we've got that event. And then as we get further into the middle of the year, there seems to be, it's almost like people emigrating. Um, it's almost like people wanting to go, not just one or two people want to go to different places. It's like there's lots of people going to different places because we're in the baby boomer age, and quite a few people, they're going to retire in Spain, or they're going to retire in, where did I see the other day? It was Albania or somewhere. And I'm thinking, oh, and then I watched it and I thought, wow, that looks pretty cool to me. Thank you, Janet. Yes. So we just have to, well, we don't have to, but it's really nice if you feel great and then you chat to somebody and then they feel great and you just pass it on. So I would love you to just close your eyes on your next breath. Whew, that's it. Just let the day go. And just have that white light coming down the back of your head, your shoulders, down your arms to your hands, and just letting your body surrender to the relaxation. And as it goes down your spine, into your hips and your bottom, down the back of the legs, all the calves into the heels, and you have that feeling of being anchored, being safe. Of course, you can move at any time, but these next few minutes are just for you to be settled. And on the next breath, just say to yourself, I am here. I'm here. I'm present. I'm here. And then let the white light come over your forehead, over your face, letting the jaw drop a little, the tongue relax, coming into the throat area. And as it makes its way down to your lungs, putting both hands over your heart area. And imagining giving your lungs and your heart, particularly your heart, the ability to breathe. Having its own pair of little lungs, and the heart is so grateful to be able to let go. Let any worries go just for a few minutes. You pick them up and pick extra ones up if you want to. But right now, you're just going to go with the flow and let it all go. And as that relaxation goes down your body, down your legs, your knees, into your feet, and again feeling safe and anchored, have a sense of yourself in your mind's eye floating deep, deep down inside of yourself, gently and safely. And as you go deeper, you come across a beautiful door, and this is the door to your sanctuary. And just with your presence, your frequency, your vibration, it opens and you step through. And as you do, the door closes. And in front of you is a magnificent space. It makes you feel warm and fuzzy and welcome, and a sense of belonging, because you do belong. This is your special place. And just look around. And the one thing we all have in common is the healing bed. And as you go over and you settle yourself onto the healing bed, and you surrender even more, there's a comfort, support, a gentleness. And the pink mist comes, and it's around you, above you, beside you, below you. And it's sweeping through your body, collecting any cells that are no longer able to produce, or they're tired, or they're misshapen, or they've stopped. And they're placed with young, jiggly, excited cells to be able to support you, your body, your immune system, and your healing. It's scanning your body, stopping at places maybe where you've been hurt. Perhaps you've had an operation, perhaps you've knocked something, maybe you're recovering in some way. And you can hand over any worries to this pink mist. And it will gather them up and dissolve them. And as you're lying there, I want you to acknowledge how far you have come in life. As you look back, the things that you've had to endure, the words that have been said to you, the actions that have been taken. And please just be proud of yourself that you've got yourself to the 1st of December 2025. And right now, there's an opportunity for you to, because in front of you, while you're imagining all this, a suitcase arrives. And you open the suitcase. It's not all that big, medium size. And you open it, there's absolutely nothing in it. But there's a little note attached on the outside, and it says, anything that you would like to get rid of, any thoughts, beliefs that no longer serve you, feelings that you don't want to have anymore, just put them in the suitcase. And as you begin to do that, you might want to write on a piece of paper. You might just imagine doubt or fear, like it's in a Tupperware container, whatever it is, or an envelope. Just put it in the suitcase. And then suddenly you realize that the suitcase is actually on one of those travel laces like you see at the airport. And there's a warning clock and it's counting down 5, 4. So you've got another couple of seconds and then it's going to zip itself up and off it's going to go. 3, 2, 1. Well done. Whether it's one thing or 10 things, doesn't matter. The action matters. On your next breath, I like you to imagine you're getting off the bed, feeling a bit lighter and more relaxed, more centered. And as you make your way to the door opens just with your presence and you step through. And as you do, the door closes behind you and you begin to float up back into the room, the chair, the lounge, the bed, wherever we first started on the 1st of December 2025. I absolutely want to thank you so much for being here, ladies, and the people that may be watching but are not typing anything, and that's absolutely fine. I'm really grateful you're here. And also for the people who will look at this on the replay. I hope you've got some value from this, and you make my day when I see your little icons and your faces. So thank you so much for being here. And as we get closer to Christmas, take care of yourself. Don't forget to rest where you can because there's a lot of demands to get it all done. So look after yourselves. Thank you for being here. And I will just add a little thing. I have my door open. And there's a brush turkey that keeps visiting. And I forgot to close the door. And as I said to you, and as you stepped through the doorway, the brush turkey came into my lounge room. So it's amazing who's listening to my meditations. All right, folks, take care. Thank you for being here. And I will see you same time next week. And Joe, heavenly birthday to your mom, Edna. God bless everybody. Take care. Bye bye.